lake again. About 20 minutes till sunrise. Lots of drama in those clouds up there, except that's the wrong kind of drama. That's I might rain on you drama. That's not excellent sunrise drama. The bit where the sun rises, thick and grey all the way across the horizon. So, yep, wasted my time again getting up this early to drive down to the lake. Well, I say wasted my time. Last night actually crashed really quite close to the lake, like 3 or 4 streets away, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Anyway, I'm going to wait till there's a little more light, and then we'll have a talk, eh? Alright, that's a little better. You can actually see me now. Good morning. It's not a bad morning out there. The bit where the sun is completely overcast, just thick clouds. But there's a little spot on the horizon. Well, we'll say we're 50 degrees across from that. Doesn't matter. You don't know. I could be making shit up. Just there it up there. You know what? Call it 70 degrees, actually. Anyway, there's a pretty spot over there where the light is coming through those drama clouds we spotted earlier and sort of illuminating them from behind and everything. Looks pretty. Not pretty enough for a photograph, at least not from here. There's no composition that I can detect that would be pleasant, but pretty clouds can be pretty clouds on their own. You don't have to photograph them. So, good morning, Saturday, rest day. Well, the beginning of rest day. Today is preparing for the rest day. Checking in to the caravan park at some point this afternoon. I'll have to double check what the check-in time for this place is. I am staying at the place that has the coffee machine. Hopefully they fixed it in the 2 weeks since I was last there. I have to go shopping for supplies so I can eat while I'm at the caravan park. Anyway, let's go get some food into me and also coffee. And this morning, I'm going to get a double. I want a strong coffee this morning. So, good news. If you consider the seemingly unending drudgery of trying to find a place to live continuing to be good news instead of ending, ending would be the good news. Having a place. Moderate news, everyone. 2 new places were listed on the real estate sites, and 2 new places that fall within my needs. So now I have 3 inspections coming up next week. 1 at the start of the week, 2 at the end of the week. And maybe sometime between then and now, another one in the midweek, I don't know. Or maybe one of the 2 active applications I currently have will be accepted. And I can end this existence. And by that I mean end existing as a guy who lives out of his van. Not end existence. Because, yeah. You gotta be careful about using a turn of phrase like that or making certain kinds of jokes when you are someone who suffers under the crushing misery of bipolar depression. Feeling pretty good today, though. Well, pretty good is relative. Feeling okay. Ish. Okay, ish. All right? I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'm a little bit bored, to be honest with you. I've only got about, what is it? It's probably just about 8 a.m. or something. Yeah, we got about 4 hours to kill. I don't know. Maybe I will go to Kmart and pick up another one of their knockoff Lego sets. I don't want to turn that into a regular habit because I just don't have room to keep them if I keep building these sets. I mean, the little fish tank is fine, you know, it's that big. But today I'm thinking that they had a camera one. I think it was like 20 bucks, 15 bucks, 20 bucks, something like that. I could probably justify that and build that on, you know, on my rest day. It could be fun because I'm big on the cameras. Although Lego have a camera kit as well, which is a better looking camera, but theirs is more expensive. Maybe I'll treat myself to the proper Lego one. It would be good as a bit of set decoration as well, you know, while I'm looking forward to the future and, you know, making plans for the future like a healthy brain should. If I invest, quote unquote, invest in the Lego one, invest. The hoops you'll jump through to justify buying toys. But I could invest in it with an eye towards using it as set decoration. Couldn't I? I need someone to give me permission on this one. Anyway, point is, I might go hit up Kmart, or at least when they open. Do they open at 8 or 9? I don't know. I'll have to double check. Yeah, and see about getting a cheap Kmart knockoff Lego, Anko, or maybe just an inexpensive, well, relatively inexpensive Lego set, because there's no such thing as an inexpensive Lego set. They're all too pricey for what they consist of, which is a small bag of injection molded plastic, but still. Oh, you're a little off kilter. Whoops, daisy. That's all right. It's what we call a Dutch tilt in cinematography circles. It's supposed to build tension and anticipation because everything's just slightly off. So, there are 2 Kmarts in this town, and I went to the one that was further away for a few reasons. Number one, I'm staying at the local caravan park this weekend, so I'm not going to get in my nice little drive that I normally would, just to stretch my legs and, you know, open up the speed a bit. No freeways or highways today, unfortunately. Secondly, I had time to kill because you know, they weren't open yet. And thirdly, well, I wanted to listen to some K-pop, and the drive between where I was and where the nearest Kmart was like a song and a half. I wanted more than that. Oh, I love those harmonies. And it was a good choice because I arrived exactly on time for the Kmart to open, and my spirits have been lifted slightly higher than they were by the excellentness of the K-pop Demon Hunters soundtrack. Anyway, I'm going to stop gushing about K-pop and go see if I can find some knockoff Lego. Hey, look, they've got Blunty merchandise in Kmart. I mean, it's missing the glasses, but still, pretty decent likeness. Oh my god, even more teeny tiny kitchenware. This is the smallest spring-form cake pan I've ever seen, and I love it. I want to make tiny cakes. Pet treat maker. You can make your own little pet snacks, little bones and paw shapes. Amazing. Oh my gosh. They make mini, teeny tiny mini hot plates for those mini, teeny tiny little pots and pans I saw yesterday. Teeny tiny rice cooker. I've actually never seen these on the shelf. I see these on Amazon and stuff all the time because I once went looking for a single serve rice cooker. Although for my fat house, a single serve is, yeah, more like that. But still, unfortunately, this is one of those like super basic little thermistor type ones. They don't tend to be incredibly consistent about how the rice is made, but $15. What are you going to complain about? There it is. The camera. It's actually just 12 bucks. I remembered wrong. So that was fun. I made a decision in the end. I got the Anko one, partly because it was a silly little purchase that I don't quote unquote need, and partly because, well, like, even the photo on the front of this box looks janky. Like the parts aren't fitted properly. Like it's just a really sloppy job of assembling this thing on the you know, showcase picture on the front of the thing. I do actually like the design of this camera better than the Lego one. The overall dimensions of it are much closer to the classic cameras, you know, the old film cameras that I used back in the day when film cameras were just cameras. there was no distinction because digital cameras were, I mean, they were around, but you know, they shot 640 by 480 and shit like that, and they weren't serious cameras, but they were the dawn of that technology. When I was first learning photography properly in college, actually shot my college yearbook with a digital camera, and it was a 640 by 480 model, but for whatever reason I managed to talk the yearbook editors and our media teacher into letting me do that. I think I fed her some line about being, you know, technology first and forward looking and all that kind of crap. I just wanted to play with the digital camera because they were new and shiny and exciting, and anyway, liked this design better, and it was only $12 versus the extra $10 it would have cost me for the Lego one. I mean, I could always buy the Lego one at some other time if I decide I really, really want it, and you know, in a time where I have more disposable income. However, while I was thinking about saving money, I wound up spending more anyway. Another $8, as a matter of fact, because I have just purchased the worst microphone I believe I have ever owned, and I have owned dozens of different microphones over the, you know, past 20 odd years I've been doing this content creation. Actually, it'd be more than 20 years because I was, you know, I needed microphones when I was doing my original brick film animations, my little stop motion animations, and that was pre-YouTube. So let's call it 25 years. The worst microphone I've ever owned in a quarter of a century of owning microphones for digital content creation. And I love it. Because it is this. A headset thingy designed for mobile phones that is designed to look like an old school telephone receiver, which is ridiculous. I've almost purchased one of these many times over the last decade or so. When they originally came out, they had little 3.5mm connectors. This one is actually USB-C. And as you can hear, it is a completely terrible microphone, and there is nothing in there to stop handling noise traveling through the headset. I might mod this at some point to try and enhance that, because I do have a couple of ideas for a very specific type of content that I would like to use this for, which is the reason I spent the money. Not because it's a stupid little novelty and I thought it was cute and something, but I do have a content idea that I've been thinking about for many years to do with one of these. But the amount of times that, you know, these things have been on my Amazon cart when I'm purchasing something else from Amazon, I think, oh, I'll add that too. It's only another $6 or $8 or whatever it is. But I never quite wound up pulling the trigger because I thought, well, okay, nah, with the shipping, blah, blah, blah. And I always chicken out last minute. But this is the first time I've seen these things on the shelf in a retail store and hit me just at the right moment after I decided to save some money by buying the cheaper knockoff Lego camera instead of the real Lego camera. And I thought, well, I could buy this as well and still be $2 ahead of what the Lego camera would have cost me. These are the idiot's justifications that my brain will jump through, again, to allow me to justify buying stupid toys. But again, seriously, I am planning on using this for content. I might modify the idea so it works in short form, because I'm still trying to find you know, a short form vertical video type thing that I can put on TikTok and video and YouTube Shorts that I'm interested in making, because most of the stuff that people jam up on those, you know, I enjoy flicking past it, but it's not the kind of stuff I want to make necessarily. The idea I had with this might be something that'll fit into that. We'll see. But as you can hear, I mean, it is deliberately bad, I believe. Like you would have to work hard to get a microphone to sound this bad in this day and age. Like even the cheapest little microphone components, little condenser mics, sound better than this by default. I wonder if they've made this sound crappy deliberately with circuitry, just to make it sound like OG analog, you know, copper cable telephones used to sound, because this is pretty damn close to what they used to sound like. I mean, if you had a particularly bad telephone, like you know, one of the telephone company rental telephones, they sounded like this back in the day. Which is one of the many reasons I never liked phone calls in the first place, because if you have an auditory processing disorder and you're trying to have a conversation, you are processing how this sounds and trying to process the conversation, the information coming in, and trying to formulate a response. And if you're got a little autistic brain, that's a couple too many things. Even this, talking this long through it, 3 minutes now, that's too much. You're getting tired of hearing it already, aren't you? All right, hang it up now. No, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. No.
That's something we've lost in this new modern age, by the way. Back in the day, when you hung up on someone, you could do so in anger. You could slam that handset down on the receiver and it felt good. You can't do that today. Like, you're on a phone call for someone, you go to hang up, and it's just like you press the touchscreen button as hard as you can. It's not the same. It doesn't feel the same. It's not nearly as satisfying. Oh, but slamming down the handset, like just crashing one of these down at the end of an angry phone call. Oh, we as a race of people lost something the day that started disappearing. Alrighty, one quick trip to the Woolworths, and I have food and supplies and snacks for my weekend's rest. I got some lollies, I got some chocolate chip cookies, and they even still had the 1.25 litre bottles of lime Coca-Cola on sale for $2. So that will be my sip and drink while I relax tomorrow for the full day without anything to do but lie around and decompress. Because frankly, while my mood has been chipper this week, I still feel the build-up of anxiety and stress and stuff just from the nature of what I'm doing right now. You're trying to find a place, and sleeping in the van in suburbia in the wild, and just the day-to-day of trying to stay stimulated enough to not drain away into a puddle, and all that kind of stuff. It's an active process, and I do accumulate anxiety and stress throughout the week, and I'm starting to really look forward to this routine of the weekend decompress day that we've got going on here. I think that's a smart little routine to get in the habit of. Oh, I need to refill that. Tell you what, this jerry can thing, probably one of the better things I bought before I started this journey. Just having a reliable source of water on hand at all times is just a huge comfort. Not having to try and chase down something when you're thirsty, just having it there. Smart Blunty. And I've only gone to run out once. Like I was down to sort of maybe half one of these bottles left between refills at one point. But other than that, the once a week routine of filling it up at the campsites at this point is keeping me well hydrated, at least when I remember to drink properly. Okay, so I'm all checked in at the caravan park. I've set up at the site. I'm all plugged in. Curtains are all set. Everything's charging away as it should. Yes, feed, my little one. Feed. Drink until you are satiated. I am now going to go shower off, 4 days worth of surviving. And it's going to feel great. And prediction correct. That felt fantastic. I feel better. So much better. So much more relaxed. Man, never ever taking a hot shower for granted ever again once I'm past this bit of my life. Never ever. Oh. Right. So I'm going to tuck into the back there for a bit. Just have a nice little lay down. Maybe have some of those chocolate cookies I got. Yes, good ones from Woolworths. Hopefully these ones aren't stale like the last ones I got. I don't know. Maybe watch some more Voyager or something. It's my day. I get to choose what I do. Triple chocolate chip cookie. Are they moist or are they brittle? Are they moist? Oh, they're moist. Oh, yes. Joy in brown form. That's unappetizing. Joy in cookie form. Oh, they're good. Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm gonna savor these. That was an enthusiastic yes. A bunch of Transformers Beast Wars content has been sneaking its way into my TikTok algorithm over the last day and a half. So, a lot of Megatron. Yes. Well, before I get far too comfy back there and start dozing off, probably should do a little sign off. Decided against watching Voyager. I actually have a few shows loaded up on my media drives that I haven't watched yet. That I'm getting around to one of them now. I just started watching Free Ren, which is one of those, big hot animes that everyone was talking about. Been meaning to get to it for a while. So I had season 1 loaded up there, ready to go. 7 episodes deep, and yeah, I see why people gravitated towards it. Not ready to give a verdict on it yet, but I am very compelled to finish watching. So that's what I plan to do, at least for the rest of the day. But meanwhile, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support coming in through the PayPal, the Patreon, the Super Chats, or just liking and commenting, etc. Very much looking forward to tomorrow. Proper rest and recharging day. This afternoon's been a wind down, and tomorrow is just proper rest and recharge. Looking forward to it very much. Hopefully it does me just as much good as last weekend's recharge day went, because that was pretty fantastic. That held me over for several days worth of relative chill. So till tomorrow's video, whatever that entails. There we go. Language skills starting to drift away. Bye.